Yeah, my vote would be this table.
And we're live. Excellent. Welcome, guys. Thank you all for coming back for set 6 of the final. Fleischer jumped out to a big lead in the last set yesterday, and Nickel clawed a little of it back in the first set today. But they still, as you can see on the screen, got a 67 imp deficit right now as we go into set 6 of 8. I'm joined by Adam Parrish. With luck, we may get 1 or 2 more commentators. But Adam, thank you again for doing this.
Yeah, glad to be here. Yeah, it was not that exciting a set. Good bridge, but not the fireworks that we saw yesterday evening, which is exactly what the Fleischer team wants. If they could just have 3-no trump making 10 or 11 tricks on every board, they would take it and coast to victory. So the Nickel team had a couple chances for some swings, but a lot of it was kind of straight down the middle. So we've got Nick and Ralph here playing against Marty and Chip. And at the other table, Greco and Hampson are in for the Nickel team, and Bathurst and Hurd. So looks like a pretty normal, a heart, a no trump, 2 clubs. And they play Gazilli here. So 2 clubs is either a normal 2-club rebid or some hand with 16 or more high card points. So Nickel's going to bid 2 diamonds, saying, hey, if you have 16 points, I have enough for game. And then Katz is going to bid 2 hearts, saying, nope, I just have the hearts and clubs hand. And Nickel will bid 3 clubs, presumably, and we'll play there. So Gazilli's a really cool convention. Someone described it to me as a strong club on the second round of the auction, which I really like. And like a strong club, it's most useful in the auctions where it doesn't come up. So it means that if you go like a heart, a no trump, 3 clubs, you're capped out at like 15 points. So it's almost like a precision strength bid, probably 5-5 with 14, 15 points. Interesting here that Nickel passed. I would bid 3 clubs. I'm a big proponent of playing in an 8-card fit, even a level higher in a minor. At match points, there's something to be said for keeping it low and playing in a major, but knowing partner has real clubs, I'm a passer. Sorry, I'm a 3-club bidder, but Nickel's won a lot more world championships than I have.
Nickel acted before I could comment, but I was thinking as you were discussing, well, I wonder if he'll just pass 2 hearts for exactly the reasons you discuss.
Yeah,
not like it's an error. Yeah.
No, not at all. It's a style and a judgment thing. So some people really like staying a level lower. They like the 5-2 fit. I guess one of the issues he might be considering here is that I'm pretty sure they play 1-no trump as forcing. And so I think that this 2 club, like showing hearts and clubs, could potentially be 5 hearts and 3 clubs. I need to check the notes.
I'm just looking at the alert right now. That's exactly what it says, 3+ clubs. So if you could be in a 7-card fit either way, you may as well be level.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, if you know that there's 4 clubs, it's a different story. Yeah. This is one of the reasons that I like playing a semi-forcing 1-no trump, is that you can just pass with the balanced hand. And so if you bid clubs, diamonds, whatever, it does promise a 4-card suit. Of course, the downside is sometimes you play in 1-no trump when you would rather play in your major. Everything has ups and downs, but I know they play it forcing. I keep their notes.
In that context, do you have a different gadget show a 3-card limit raises?
Usually not. Usually, no, you just play 1-no trump, and if occasionally you play in 1-no trump instead of hearts, so be it. Like my number 1 criterion for passing a semi-forcing 1-no trump is if partner has the 3-card limit raise, I would not be accepting. So I have a hand that we're not missing a game, even if partner has the best hand that they could have. The 3-card limit raise.
On behalf
Which
of
means
grammar
I have
nerdy
to.
aspect of this channel, I'd just like to thank Adam for using criterion correctly as the singular, not a
Oh,
criteria, which drives me insane.
me too. I'm a grammar nerd. But that has a lot of repercussions. And so it means that if I have a 5-3-3-2 14 count that I would accept a limit raise with, I have to open the hand of no trump. There's no in between room. It's like, oh, it's not good enough to open a no trump, but I would accept a limit raise. There's just no room for that. So you have to be willing to upgrade those 14 counts, which I'm very happy to do with a 5-card suit. So the important thing there is just knowing all the intricacies of your system and how it fits together. So he hasn't touched trumps yet. He's made it to 5 cards left in his hands and all 5 of his trumps. It's been a while since I saw that. Someone should give him my book about when to draw trumps. I think he could learn a thing or two.
So he needs 4 of these last 5 tricks.
Yeah, I don't like his chances.
Well, so if he plays ace and queen, it'll work.
Ace and queen,
right?
Right. So ace and queen caters specifically to the doubleton jack. You got it.
There you go.
Easy game.
And his pips are just good enough. He has a 7 rather than the 6.
Yeah,
so he'll make
absolutely.
his 8 trick. So the other table, they are playing 3 clubs on a 1 heart, 1 no, 2 club, 3 club sequence.
Right. Yeah. And I'm sure they're playing a semi-forcing no trump so that they can expect the club bid to have 4. And because it's a heart, a no trump, they have the impossible 2 spade bid available. So when it goes a heart, a spade, a heart, a no trump, 2 clubs, you have 2 spades available to say, hey, I have the best possible raise of your minor. So with this 9 count, you can make an intermediate raise, a courtesy raise, we call it. It's not invitational, but it's strong enough. I don't really want to pass and miss a game if you have 17 points. Gazilli solves that problem.
That's not affected by playing Flannery, so you don't need that 1 heart, 2 spade sequence to show a stronger hand with 5 hearts, 4 spades?
That would just be by the opener. We're talking about by the responder here.
Sure,
so
right.
Responder, if they're going to skip over a 4-card spade suit the first time, they don't really need to show it the second time either. That's a great question, though. And again, it goes back to your system being complementary and, working, all the different inferences that come about with everything that you add.
Meanwhile, we have a 15-17 no trump from Katz. That looks pretty standard. It is a 14 count. Yeah, he's got a great 5-card club suit. Everyone's going to open it 1 no trump.
Yeah, not close. And then spades, I assume, shows 5 spades and a minor.
Yep.
At least that means 5 spades and at least a 4-card minor. So most pairs have started playing some version of Woolsey or multi-landy, whatever you call it, where 2 clubs shows the majors and 2 diamonds shows a 1 suitor with either hearts or spades. And it's so much better than playing 2 diamonds as the majors, like Capoletti, because the 2 club majors bid gives partner an artificial 2 diamond bid to say, hey, which major is better? So they don't have to guess. And then a lot of us, I should say, now play double showing a 4-card major and a 5 or 6 card minor. That's part of the Woolsey system. So that means that when you bid 2 spades, it specifically shows at least 5 spades. And so 3 diamonds here is a transfer. Most pairs at this level play transfer Lebensal. So it's just like regular Lebensal, just that transfers make everything better. So 3 diamonds shows 5 or more hearts and an invitational or better hand. And 3 hearts says, if you're just inviting, I don't want to accept.
Which I think, despite having a 14 count, he probably thought for a moment, right? He's got a great hand in support of hearts. He's got ace
He
third of
does.
hearts.
I mean, 14 count becomes a 13 count with the jack of spades potentially being useless, though on this hand it actually is useful. The jack 10, you can finesse there.
And we can see here, if hearts were 3-2, this would be a pretty easy 4 hearts. As it is, they're going to lose 3 heart tricks
Yeah,
and a diamond, so the game is not going to make impact on this hand.
right. So this could be a pickup,
Absolutely.
right? If they get to game, which they're likely to do in the other room. Like, there's interesting psychology when you have a match with a wide margin like this, that, you know, the team that's behind is like, you know, do I need to do a little something crazy? Do I need to push and try to get some swings? And the other team is like, you know, at the other table, they might be pushing and trying to get some swings. You know, maybe we need to do that too. So
my guess is 60 imps with 3 sets to play. We're not really quite in that swing zone yet.
no, we're not. But I think it does go into your mind, like, you know, they're going to push a little bit. Like, if it's close, they're down 60, whatever, like, they're going to bid it. So
just going back for a second to the multi-landy Woolsey discussion, there's also some debate I know about, with strong no trumps, quote unquote, getting weaker and weaker, whether you want to retain a penalty double. So right,
absolutely.
The Woolsey double is 4 major and 5 minor, but at least some top experts want to have a penalty double available, at least by
absolutely. Yeah, and it depends a little bit on whom you are playing against. Yeah, right. And the position, like Greg, my regular partner, and I have an agreement that all third seat, non-vulnerable, one no trumps, we treat as weak and have a penalty double, because people just mess around in third seat white so often. You know, someone said they had the agreement that, you know, like, if the player's under 40 or something like that, they play penalty double. I mean, you know, that's just silly, but it does say something. You know, it's not unreasonable. It might be illegal, but you know, who you're playing against matters.
We had a couple of nice comments in the Twitch chat. The previous hand, you know, 3 or 4 hearts, 5 clubs is also a perfectly plausible contract. You've got a 9-card club fit. But I think I agree with the commenter. It's going to be hard to find that when you also have this 8-card heart fit.
Right. And you also have 2 hearts and a diamond off the top. Right?
Yep.
No, that's not true. You can take the spade finesse and pitch one of your hearts. Yeah. So yeah, you might actually make 5 clubs. But you're right, it's going to be hard to find.
So for those of you watching, I'm going to try to keep track of comments on Twitch. Please feel free to chime in there.
Yes, yeah, I have the Twitch open, so I'm trying to take a look there. So this is some version of Jacoby 2-no trump. Most people these days play a modified version where a 3-club rebid by opener says, I have a minimum. So I imagine that's what this means.
Yep.
Right, in standard Jacoby 2-no trump, 3 clubs would show singleton or void in clubs. And the problem is, you know, you have 3 bids to show shortness. You know, you're taking up 3 bids with that. And so people realize it's more efficient to have 1 bid that says, hey, I have shortness somewhere. And then if they want to know, your partner can say, tell me where it is, right? And you can just go like low, middle, high, or whatever, and show the shortness that way. And so that frees up 2 extra bids for you to show different kinds of hands. And there are some hands that are, you know, hard to show. You know, a hand with extra trump length, or a 5-4-2-2, that this more modern structure allows you to do. So most people here play 3 clubs as a minimum, and then if responder is still interested, they can bid 3 diamonds asking, do you have shortness? And if so, tell me where it is.
And we are just fortunate to be joined also by Owen Leon. Owen, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate the willingness to do multiple sets of
Owen, good to have you.
Hi, guys.
And so Marty's hand here, like, if Chip has spade shortness, or sorry, heart shortness, right? He can envision a slam, and that's exactly what the situation here is, right? So he might ask here, only getting excited if he hears heart shortness. Anything else, no. But
Nah, he might be okay with diamond shortness too. But
maybe it depends how minimum is.
I wonder what this 3 spade bid conveys though. Like most people I know would play that North would bid 3 diamonds over 3 clubs to ask again.
Yeah.
So Marty is describing his hand as a minimum, which I think is an impressive tolerance for,
So interesting. So they play this as asking, but with a minimum, and so looking for something more,
Right.
Which I'm
That
guessing
actually
means
makes
that
a lot of sense.
their 2-no must be a game force, right? Because Marty isn't giving Chip the option to stop in 3 spades.
No, it must be game forcing.
right. Yeah.
So Chip is saying, actually, I do have a max and my shortness is hearts, and now Marty will get excited.
Only Joe Grew and Brad Moss would treat that North hand as an invitation opposite partners opener.
Second seat red, even they are probably pretty reasonably sad.
Yes, no, for sure. Like under these conditions, yes. But what was it when we played against them in the quarterfinal match? Joe Grew had a good 14 count opposite Brad's opener, and he's like, "Yep, I'm going to show an invite," and he was right. So
yeah, I think we've seen a couple of 9s and maybe an 8 opened by Joe.
yeah, I saw an 8 yesterday. Yeah.
Was it like a 4-4-3-2-8, or did he
No,
have
no.
It was a 5-5-3-0, I think, but sure.
Without sounding too sarcastic, they only open upgradable balanced 9 counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a handy treatment, this 3 spade bid, which says, yeah, I need you to have a shortness and I need you to have a maximum in context.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I see a way for Marty to advance other than keycard at this point.
Well, he's out of room.
Well, I mean, his partner could have like basically all of his points and spades and clubs, and then they happen to be off of diamond control, but
right.
That even isn't a great hand, like a 12 count.
Right. It feels to me like once you make up your mind to bid 3 spades,
Yes.
you shouldn't have to think again once partner shows heart shortness.
Well,
like you made up your mind, right?
Yeah,
You're only asking for that purpose.
Yeah, but it doesn't
That's
hurt
the sort
to
of
just be
thing
a
that
little cautious before bidding key card.
And now he knows they're off 1 key card, and if they're off the ace king of diamonds, I agree. Chip probably couldn't have a max with shortness. So,
or even if they are, Chip must be something like 6-4 in spades and clubs, and maybe he has ace jack 4 of clubs, and 2 diamonds go away if they don't lead one.
that's fair. But 6 spades looks like a great contract. Spades are breaking 2-2. Everything's friendly. This should make
Yes, indeed.
I just have a problem, not an ethical problem, just an annoyance problem of thinking twice about the same problem.
So I think in Adam's world, everybody's seat would have electrical wiring. And if you pause for more than 7 seconds, you start getting increasing shocks coming up.
Yeah. I think corporal punishment. I think you lose like the tip of your pinky. I think that would stop people.
Well, I mean, if they don't have the tips of their fingers, how are they supposed to click the mouse to bid and type exclamations?
Yeah, that's scary, right? That's a repercussion that you're not going to mess around with.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this looks very straightforward, right? You have to lose the ace of diamonds, you have to rough a club, but you can draw trumps first. It's a claim, a trick 1 claim.
So in the previous hand, Bathurst Hurd did get to 4 hearts, and Hampson with the king queen 10-9 doubled that, which is going to be a swing to them.
Well, they need some action. He's, Greco didn't double with ace king of trumps and an ace in the previous set. Missed out.
That was a big surprise. I agree.
So I wonder if that was in Hampson's mind. He knew that they left some imps on the table on that board. So if anyone at home is not opening one heart on this hand that Chip has, you should be. This is certainly the modern style, especially non-vulnerable first seat. But 11 counts with a 5-card suit, and this is really concentrated. I have a lot of students that I have had to really talk into being comfortable opening these sorts of hands.
And my bet is you're going to see Marty not forced a game with his very nice 11 count as responder.
I would be surprised if he didn't.
I
force
think,
a game.
yeah,
Especially with the partial fit in hearts. But maybe he'll bid 3 diamonds. But
right. But the
seventh diamond.
Right.
Yeah,
you make an important point, and we've been talking about consistency in the system, that as your opening bids get lighter, your invites and your game forces have to get heavier. It's just what Owen was talking about with, Joe Brew inviting with a 14 count opposite his partner's opening bid.
And so he has forced a game. I don't think game is going to make, right? The spades, you've got 2 or 3 spade losers. You've got heart losers if you're playing hearts. You might try and play no trump. Oh, no.
Sorry, I was just going to say, on this hand, sure, game isn't going to make, but with the partial fit in hearts, it would make finding a 4-heart contract easier. I mean, the diamonds are favored to run if partner has too low.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you've hit partner with a misfitting minimum.
Right.
I know some pairs would play, 3 diamonds as 6+ diamonds invitational as the first bid by Marty, which, I agree does seem to undervalue this hand. So you're kind of caught in the middle of which choice you want to make there.
Right, and even here you catch a partner with a misfitting minimum, and yet game is not much worse than a finesse.
So what's Ralph's on lead? What's Ralph going to lead? Presumably a spade?
Yeah, I would expect he'll lead the queen or jack of spades, whatever their agreement is. But not the ace. Not much cost to leading the ace.
And when you lead the ace and you see 3 and dummy, you know that you can set the suit up on the next round.
Right, but the upshot is imagine North had king doubleton and South had 10-4, and now you know to continue low.
Yeah, because you have the ace as an entry, and it also then helps partner know, hey, I have the ace as an entry. Right, you're not going to lead the ace of spades here without being pretty sure you're getting back in.
Right.
So a trick 2, North's going to be in with his only non-diamond entry knocked out.
Right. He'll play a heart to the ace, diamond finesse, that'll win, but then he'll get the bad news, and then try a heart finesse, I guess.
And presumably, on the second round of spades, Ralph will play the jack suit preference.
No, the 9.
Oh, no, sorry, the 9. The 10 just fell. He'll play the 9.
Oh, or not.
Or not. But very often, in these no trump situations, when you're knocking out declarer's card and setting up your suit, if you have a choice of cards, you're going to give suit preference to help partner know how to get back to.
And it's conceivable there's a small amount of poker here, right? He might be trying to mislead declarer, but I don't think that's the case. I think he's more likely.
Could be. I mean, what else is he going to switch to, right?
Yeah, South open 1 heart.
Yes.
So declarer is going to take a spade, 3 diamonds. He's probably going to get at least 2 hearts. Is 6, and a club is 7. And
I think he's going to end up losing 5 spades, a club, a heart, and a diamond. Because when diamonds don't come in, his only other play is to hope hearts run.
You're right. At which point the defense have lots of winners.
Yes.
Because he can't get back to the diamonds.
Well, as Owen notes, now Nick has a diamond winner. He's going to win a heart. Ralph's going to get the ace of clubs and 5 spades. That's 8 tricks for the defense.
Yeah.
That's assuming that Nick doesn't pitch a diamond here. He might be a little thrown off by partner's queen of spades at trick two. No, didn't think it was likely, but never know.
Oh, he's going to play the four. Nick loves wish tricks.
So the
Ace
nickel
two,
team,
3-4.
the nickel team have picked up medium-sized swings on both the first two boards. Two hearts making versus three clubs going down, and four hearts doubled versus three hearts. So 11 imps so far to the nickel team this set.
With lots of boards to play.
Sand just falls apart very quickly.
Yep. So Nick can cash the queen of diamonds. He can, well, I'm sure he will, yeah.
That's all she wrote.
As Adam said, Ralph would not have played this way without Ace of Clubs, basically.
Always feels good taking 5 tricks in your freely bid 3-no trump. But like we said, very reasonable contract and could
I
easily.
mean, even 3 diamonds doesn't make the defend. You lose
Yeah.
3 spades, a diamond, and the ace of clubs, potentially. Maybe it would make 3. It would be close.
Another of the table, Greco Hampson, same one heart opening, same 2 diamond game force response. They're also playing freehand.
Yeah, it's expected to be a push. So here Ralph has the hand that's too strong for a 1-no trump opening. So he'll plan to rebid 2-no trump, but Martel's going to get in there with the heart bid. So when this passes around, Ralph can just bid 1-no trump to show this hand. There's no need to jump to 2-no trump. Or it's not going to pass around. That makes sense. Marty, of course, is bidding a spade. But he might bid 1-no trump anyway. Yeah.
Little scary without a source of tricks, but it's what you have to do. I mean, as you
could
see
still
here,
we could still have a game.
Ace West do have a game.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It looks like it's on a diamond guess.
On a diamond guess.
They're certainly up to 8 tricks if they guess diamonds, and the ace of clubs is on side, and the defenders can't put a heart through declares jack.
Yeah. Not sure you'd want to be their single dummy, but looking at all 4 hands.
Knowing how these guys bid when they're vulnerable. Maybe Nick won't bid 3-0, but he has a
6
5
count opposite 18 to 19.
with a fair 5-card suit.
With a 5-card suit and help in spades.
And down 50 something.
Yeah. I would think you'd at least invite.
Oh, yeah, but I think on this one he has to bid it or they're not getting there. Like Ralph is the worst possible hand.
Yeah, agreed. It's nice when you're making this decision knowing that you're going to be the dummy either way. So you can just go to the drink and
with one of the best players in the world at the helm.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Like when in doubt, let's just let Ralph try to take 9 tricks.
Yes. Since we were on the subject of this free 1-no bid being 18-19, if East instead had jumped to 2-no, it would show a similar hand, but with long clubs, like at least 6 clubs. And it's like a source of tricks where you need very little from partner to be in 3-no, like an ace or something.
So probably a
Oh.
heart lead. Oh, a spade lead. Interesting.
Yeah, the heart lead's a little scary.
Yeah.
Um,
So he has a couple spade entries. Like he could take the double finesse in diamonds,
well, the
but
the thing that's
I don't think he has enough.
no, that's kind of scary because say he wins the first one in dummy and passes a diamond honor through North. Now he has to use this other spade entry to do it again. And if North has, say, king third of diamonds, now you're just cut off.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like you're going to have to play ace and a diamond, and then when South plays low, it's a guess.
It is a guess, but the percentage play should see him through because South could have king jack fourth of diamonds.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. If they're 3-2, it's a total guess, but because South could have four of them, running the nine is the right play. But I guess it costs him nothing here to play. They can play the 10 of diamonds off the dummy and see if he gets a cover.
Very good. And now he really can't go wrong.
Oh yes, by winning in dummy and leading low, he might induce North to sky king, thinking it's one of those layouts where he has to preserve his partner's ace.
Yep.
So he waited until he saw he actually had a decision to make before thinking about it.
I was just wondering whether you were going to get mad at him for thinking at this point.
No, I mean, you have to, like, this is actually a time saver, right? Because if an honor had shown up, he
You
didn't
delay
have
your
to
decision
think
until you
about it
have
at
to.
all.
Right. Sure.
So I applaud this. I'm a single issue voter here.
Oh,
We got it
Oh,
wrong.
yeah. Well,
I mean, he knows that Chip overcalled at the one level vulnerable. Doesn't have the greatest suit, especially now he sees the queen, but he also knows that Marty bid freely with a suit headed by the 10 or 9, whatever he had.
so when
So,
Chip wins the jack here, you expect him to clear the hearts?
if he does, this is back to making.
right, that's the ninth trick.
That's
3, 4, 5,
presumably.
6, 7.
Actually,
Why is Marty throwing a club from that hand?
that's an excellent question. But the defenders still have 5 tricks as long as they're careful.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Here
as
we are.
Owen says, now we're back to making.
So he thought that, if partner has a club card, like he signaled, maybe my club is an entry and I need to set up my hearts.
Or maybe his hearts were just running.
That could be as well. Yeah, maybe the deuce of clubs should say, don't play a heart. Like the heart, I don't have another heart. That's deep.
Or if North had another heart, like, hey, it's safe to play a club and I can put a heart on the table for you. Like, you don't need to play hearts unless yours are running.
Yeah, the subtleties on defense in these carding situations can be really
Mhm.
tough. So now he just needs the ace of clubs on side. And again, Marty bid with nothing in his suit. And they showed up with
But
a
he does. Let's see what's he. Right, he's showing up with the
singleton
queen of
queen.
hearts, the king of diamonds, and 6 spades.
So I get he could have the queen of clubs, but there's no choice at this point.
No. And it's only an extra under trick at this point.
Yeah. Well, good for Nickel for bidding the game, and That's misguessed it, but still eked it out.
And this will be a swing in because at the other table, North opened a weak 2 spade and that wonderful suit, and it went 2-0 swish.
So he's swinging a little bit. Red.
Yeah.
Second
He
seat
was
red.
he was 6-4 though. So this will be
I don't-
10 imps.
I don't know
for
that
Nickel.
that's a hand that Hampson usually preempts at second seat red.
I don't think it is, but
I don't.
I guess if you had a multi available, you'd probably bid that. But in the
well,
absence-
that's interesting because
They don't.
Fleischer and Martel have 2 ways to open 2 spades,
Right.
and he chose not to do that.
yeah.
Right.
So that's a vulnerable swing, I think. Yeah.
Yes, 10 imps.
And so, now we're at 46 imps difference. We're well back in the playing normally range, I think.
Yes.
They don't know the running score,
Of course.
but they know they've had a couple good results. So this
And
might
in
be a
these si-
Q bid.
In these situations, when you're the team that's behind you, you have to just be optimistic, like psychologically, about all of the potential swings that you have going your way. So, like, Katz is probably thinking, okay, yeah, well, I still made that 3-0, and maybe they won't bid it.
Right. Right.
Like,
With Nick's hand here, would you consider bidding a Michaels, or are you just bidding your heart suit at the 2 level?
Certainly consider it. Right. It's worth
The-
noting that 2 spades here definitely is Michael's. Right. They've only bid 1 suit. The diamond suit's not very good, and you're forcing the hand to the 3 level, and your
Right.
hand's not great. Oh, that's why he bid 2 hearts. But
the other upshot is, like, say 2 heart after 2 hearts north, say made a takeout double. If that went pass, West could now decide to run. Like, just, and if you have a game, it's almost certainly in hearts.
Chips, looking at his king 10, 9, 8, fifth of hearts, thinking, okay,
I expect Marty will reopen double at this point.
yeah,
He
what
has-
was the alert on 2 spades?
Oh, yes, it's a good 2 spade opening. Like, if he had opened 2 spades, it would show like 9 to 12. So this is better.
Right.
right. He's not alerting his bid there as being 9 to 12. He's saying that if he had opened 2 spades initially, that would have been 9 to 12. So this is a better hand than that.
Right. And he could have opened multi 2 diamonds to show even worse
Worse
than
than
the
that.
2 spades. Yeah, they have lots of ways to bid spades. But yeah, this looks like a reopening double.
Which Chip's going to pass. Can't imagine not doing so.
Yeah, I mean you're a little worried that defending with the void is risky, and you don't know partner has king 10 9 8, but there's a good chance they're passing whatever they have.
That's true.
On the previous board, they actually went off and 2 in at the other table. So it's 12 imps for Nickel. Oh, Chip, I imagine is really, that's not what he was hoping for. He wanted to see that reopening double.
Yeah, it's a decision for Marty. It's a tough one.
It is a tough one, yes.
It could be very wrong to double, or it could be very right.
So as Owen said on the previous board, 2-0, they got a heart lead, declare a misguessed diamonds, then misguessed clubs, and eventually managed to make lots of misguesses on the hand, basically.
Oh, and how much do you think the margin in the match plays into a decision like that for Marty of just not wanting to risk a disaster?
Well, I don't think he's that worried about risking a disaster. I mean, they know the double is takeout.
Yeah.
And his partner can certainly make a decision on that, but he doesn't really have that appealing of a lead. The opponents are non-vol, so I don't know.
And he could also be missing 4 spades.
Right.
Unlikely that double is going to not get in there if it
I was going to say, if your partner has a hand that's making 4 spades, they're probably going to get you out over that double.
Yeah,
Or they would have been 3 spades already.
yeah.
So the other table in the same position after 2 hearts, Jeff Hampson made a takeout double rather than bid 2 spades.
Yeah, get it off your chest immediately.
Now looks like Greco's trying to figure out if he can double for penalties or not, or if he wants to. I mean, all those heart spots sure make it look appealing.
So
So,
it
yeah,
looks like
So
he's
four,
got the
3
rest
spades is
here.
going to make 11 tricks here.
Yeah. The clubs are running and hand over. So
And Marty probably just asked Ralph, hey, what's the club break? And claimed, yep.
so they missed a vulnerable game.
And a penalty. So that's not a great result for the
Yeah.
Fleischer team.
But
Right.
not a crazy result by any means. It could easily be duplicated.
Eric has doubled 3 hearts, which presumably has to be a penalty double.
So what are they getting in hearts? They've got 2 diamonds and a club and a spade and however many hearts he gets.
At least 2, maybe 3.
Right. Well, it's not so clear that
Oh,
double for
Jeff
them was
pulled it.
penalty.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. If they just keep playing clubs, the player is going to get tapped. Yeah, it's not going to be fun in 3 hearts doubled.
So Jeff has pulled the double.
Ah.
He's got 3 spades.
Yeah, but if they keep leading clubs, tapping Declare, then Declare can effectively force South to ruff a diamond at some point to lead away from his own heart holding. So Declare would presumably take 2 club ruffs, and 3 more hearts is 5, and 2 aces is 7.
7.
It's not horrible. It actually shows the power of having a double fit. Like East West have that second fit in diamonds on the hand. All right, what's going on here on the right? South is
So they stopped in 3 spades at the other table. They
They're
just
still bidding.
Oh, they're still
is
going.
still
Right, it's
thinking of the
Greco.
3
He's still
spades.
thinking.
It's probably in. Sorry, people here can't see the auction at the other table. Maybe we should pop over if we're going to
Sure.
continue, or so. South is probably thinking it's odd that his partner made a takeout double of 2 hearts when he also holds 6 spades. He's probably trying to figure out like the inferences of that, like as opposed to bidding 2 spades, have bid 2 spades with no hearts.
Right. Well, he knows he's void in spades or in hearts.
Right.
So
Like say
He's
Hampton had the
6-0
same
and then
hand.
4-3 in the minors either way.
All right. Well, they are definitely getting the game at this point.
Yep.
and 5 clubs is just as good, right? Same 11 tricks.
Lose a spade and a diamond.
Well, on a diamond lead and a heart shift, it might not be so comfortable, but that hasn't happened yet. I think Hampson will probably bid 4 hearts at this point to like
And
if his
spades
partner
are-
just has king, 5 of clubs and a pointed ace, he probably wants to be in slam.
That's interesting. I mean, his spades are not amazing for having bid them a couple times, but like you said, he also declined to bid them directly over 2 hearts. So what's the inference there, right?
Right.
Is it that they're not great?
I think he's going to end up bidding 4 hearts, and he might just pass whatever Eric does after that. It might not be clear in their methods if 4 hearts is one of those choice of games cue bids or if it's an explicit
Right.
slam try.
Right. And generally the philosophy is game before slam. So if it's
Right.
not crystal clear what strain you're looking for slam in, the assumption should be we're looking for the right strain for game.
One thing I'm certain of is if he bids 4 hearts, Greco will bid four spades.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's how the auction is going to finish up here. Four hearts, choice of games by Hampson, four spades, push. Or I mean,
It would, I must say, it would be kind of amusing in a way if they end up going down in slam going down when the other table stopped in a part score.
I'm
Like
trying to decide whether
the
Well-
number of times I've seen a pair, including my own, in a grand slam going down and the other table was in part
Fucking game.
score or a game is.
but I
is
mean,
pretty
they're
amazing.
missing three aces. I think getting to slam is unlikely.
It is unlikely, but this is Hampson's hand opposite a good club hand, which it sounds like that's what he thinks he's facing. Since
But he
called
did
the-
also hear partner make a penalty double of hearts, and he's
Well,
limited by the one.
if he thought it was penalty, is it so clear that he would have pulled?
I don't know that Jeff knows, but
Yeah.
Eric knows that he has a void. I think that from Jeff's perspective, he could still have a single in the heart here.
Right.
Sure.
No.
Ooh,
Oh my goodness.
well, that will make.
Yes.
It will.
So after all that, it's basically going to be a small swing to Fleischer
Fleischer.
for playing in a higher scoring part score.
Wow.
All right. The other board we're missing at the other table is really not that interesting. Prino is going to make many trips.
Yes.
Simple inverted minor auction. Yeah, I thought that four clubs was going to get him the game.
So we were discussing whether they were going to go down and slam, and in fact, they didn't even make it to game.
Yeah.
Well, they would have gone down and slam.
So stopping short of a game was a better decision. Well, yeah, okay, fine.
Yes, yes.
It's a plus score. We'll take the right.
Not as bad at imps as it would be at match points, but playing in spades would be much superior.
Yeah, it's possible, as the chat is suggesting, maybe four clubs was too clever and he should have just raised to four spades, but I think he wanted to keep five clubs in the picture.
And so that will be the first swing to Fleischer on the set. They're down 23-0
That
thus
was
far.
an opportunity for another nice pickup for nickel.
Right. If they'd gotten to five clubs, it would have been 9 imps to nickel. And if they got to four spades, it would have. If
You
they
think-
made 5, it would still be 10.
Nickel's one of the few people in this event who wouldn't open this hand to no trump.
Yes, I think he might be the only one.
Yeah.
He even has 3 spades on the side, so if partner transfers to spades, he was not going to miss a 5-3 heart fit.
Certainly left in the event, he's the only one.
So East West play Flannery, so East has bypassed his 4-card spade suit.
And they do
Although
play this forcing, so I guess he's going to have to bid two clubs, which is
Gazilli for them, yes. I
And are they
wonder
the
how
only
those,
pair-
I wonder how those two conventions are really compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't seem to work that well. Like if you're going to play Gazilli, having a semi-forcing,
Oh,
that's a reasonable alternative. Yeah, just treat it as 6 when it's that good. Less than 18. So I guess with 17, they would jump, and they have to be up to 18 to Gazilli. That's odd.
Hmm.
Usually 16 is the cutoff for Gazilli for most pairs. That's how Greg and I play. Does Ralph invite?
I mean, inviting is certainly more appealing if you think your partner has 6 hearts.
Right. Presumably that would be 2 no trump. And you could raise to 3 hearts.
I mean, it's interesting that
You
a
also
simple
have-
suit rebid would be up to 18.
Yeah.
And
You
given
also
that-
have an impossible
Probably
sort of 2 spade bid here available.
True. And it looks like that's Oh, maybe two hearts shows hearts and clubs. And this is, let's see
Which is
if we
coded
can
as
glean
being,
something from
less
their
than 18.
convention card rather than continuing to guess.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, it's useful when you have this impossible two spade bid available to be able to differentiate. Do I actually have the 3-card limit raise, or do I just have an invite with 2-card support?
all right, so this one heart opener has other sided 3-0. I mean, they haven't bid it at the other table yet, but I would be surprised if West is not the declare at the other table.
Right. And how's that going to change things?
Well, with
I mean,
West
Marty
open,
might North is going to lead the Jack of Hearts, right?
well, maybe not. Like it might go 1-0 and East would presumably bid Puppet Stamen. And now West shows 5 hearts, would
Yeah, that's true.
but still North doesn't have an appealing lead other than the Jack of Hearts. Like
Yeah.
your partner has no strength. Like you're going to randomly lead from an ace or King Jack fourth of clubs.
Yeah. Interesting. So we've got a sure heart loser and the
Oh,
ace of diamonds.
and now we have 4 losers.
And the double finesse in clubs work, so you lose a club. But and the ace of spades is like it's a friendly hand,
That's still one loser in each suit.
but
Yep.
you still just have a loser in every suit.
Well, is that necessarily clear? Yeah, even if North gets end played to lead away from the club, declares still has to lose a second trick, either a second trick in spades, or just still have the loser in clubs.
Yeah, I don't like the chances here.
No.
And
Whereas
Marty's
3-0
request
Trump,
That's
oh, Marty doubled.
this is interesting. On their WBF card from a couple years ago, they have a 1-0 response listed as semi-forcing. And the 2-heart rebid is supposed to show 6 according to the same convention card.
So Marty is correct. He'll get at least a small bonus. And if somehow declare goes down too, a significant bonus for that double.
I mean, they definitely play it forcing. The notes say up to a balance 13.
I'm trying to find what I can off of their system summary form and their 2 posted convention cards.
Yeah, I have the actual notes because I help them keep their notes. So
Hey,
I'll consider myself the authority.
I defer. Also, their ACBL convention card has 1-0 marked as forcing on top of that.
On page 73 of the notes, Adam put in there, anybody winning the last trip with 7 of diamonds buys Adam a beer.
What? Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes, I like that. I don't know that 3-0 Trump is going to make if they can get the spades going fast enough as the defense, but South can never get in.
Well, that 3 in that we thought was flat a few minutes ago might not be so flat.
The 4 club hand?
No, the 3 in when we were not watching this table for a moment.
Oh,
No, he puts in the 9 of hearts, and now he can't get a second heart loser. He's just got 9 tricks.
Well, he puts in the 9 and it loses to the 10, and say East returns a spade.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, but a diamond return. So
5 clubs,
Next
2 diamonds.
case.
Yep, 1 made. Yep. But you're right.
declare, I think, would have to guess to put up the ace of spades to make it.
And I guess from Herd's point of view, Dummy had two small diamonds as opposed to Queen X of spades. So
Right. But he just had to guess which suit his partner had the entry in.
So at our table here, he's going to play a club and Marty's going to be end played. He has to guess that right. I don't think he has a lot of choice, and he does know that Marty doubled. So in 3-no trump, you have three hearts off the top, and with the clubs behaving, if you guess those right, if you take the double finesse, you have three clubs, it's 6. And 2 diamonds is 8, and the king of spades is behind the ace is 9. And you could set up another heart trick too if you give one up. So there certainly are 9 tricks there. It's just a question of, can you do it before the opponents get their tricks? Because they have to get a club and the ace of diamonds and the ace of spades. I'm not sure that the defense can do it because the north hand just doesn't have a long suit and the south hand doesn't have any entries. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see 3-no trump. I imagine it'll be 3-no trump at the other table.
I agree the lack of entries to South is the issue because South has the long diamonds and the long spades.
Yeah.
And as expected, Kevin Bathurst opened that West hand with 1-no trump.
Yeah. That's very normal these days.
We'll switch temporarily. The other table is ahead and therefore has been paused.
An interesting thing that Herd has decided to respond with 2 club stamen rather than going via puppet stamen in the modern trend to not restrict yourself to 4-3 in the majors or similar when you're bidding puppet. It does tend to make it more challenging for the opponents to lead.
So one would imagine he'll win this in his hand and play on clubs. So that's 6 tricks in the round suits.
Are you surprised at all that Jeff is leading into the known 4+ heart suit?
I mean, everything else is just worse.
Sure.
Right? Like he knows, like Owen said earlier, he knows his partner is just about broke. So leading when a partner suits isn't going to accomplish anything. This is at least safe.
And right, the club lead, like when North has 13 highs, he doesn't expect his partner to have more than a queen.
Right.
So
Are you going to put
if that
everything
queen
on?
is not in clubs,
Yeah.
the club lead isn't that appealing.
No. But it is the easiest way to set the hand if partner has the queen of clubs and you
Yeah,
take 3
sure.
clubs and 2 aces.
Partner could also have the queen of hearts, and we have 2 hearts and 2 aces, and we just need a club trick.
Yeah.
But it might not be enough. That's true.
So Finn makes the point that if you bid puppet stamen and then have to bid hearts to show your spades, they might double. And with your 2 little hearts, you don't want to give them the opportunity for the lead directing double.
Sure.
Thank you, Finn. Good thought. Now, this will be a sizable swing if he can make this, because they went down 200 in the other room.
He's going to run into an issue of getting back to his hand after presumably giving up a heart trick.
Yeah. Wonder
With
if you
North
should duck
having
the
all the
first heart.
critical minor suit honors.
It seems crazy, but what do you think about ducking the first heart?
Well, you sure feel like you have egg on your face when the opposing hearts are 3-3.
You certainly do, but it does clean up that
Um,
entry issue.
Yes, but I think the odds that he'll find an entry in one of the minors is high enough. Especially with that 9 of clubs, he could just choose to put that in. But on this hand, I think he would come out all right. If he just plays 4 rounds of hearts, what's North really going to play next? Ace and a spade. Okay, great. As long as we keep stripping North of his pointed suit cards, we'll be fine.
I could see North